Allô, Nissan? Hey, grosse tempête, hein?
Hey, Karine, oui, je sais, les vilains bonhommes de neige sont de retour.
Mais avec le Nissan Rogue à traction intégrale, c'est pas stressant.
Exact, il est conçu et testé pour nos hivers. Oh, Karine, il y a un bonhomme dans le Rogue.
Ah, c'est correct. J'ai allumé les sièges chauffants.
Ah, bien joué, Karine. Maîtrisez toutes les conditions. Louez le Rogue S 2026 à partir de 0,4% jusqu'à 36 mois, incluant une réduction fidélité de 0,5% pour les clients Nissan admissibles. Jusqu'au 2 mars, sur approbation de crédit, les conditions s'appliquent. Détails chez Nissan.
All right, let's move on now to what some data, really important data, is telling us. Joining me on the line is Stephen Miller. He's the communications lead at TransitApp, my favorite of all the public transit apps out there, and they're based right here in Montreal. Stephen, good day to you, sir.
Good day, Elias. How are you?
I'm doing well. You know, we're all getting through this. Let's talk about your app, by the way, and, you know, your company. How is everything going over there? Like, are you all working from home? What's happening with TransitApp?
We are all working from home. It's been a few weeks since the government of Quebec said that if you can work from home, you should. So we've been doing that since. And our team of about 60 people are all dispersed across Greater Montreal in their homes. We're all on our internal chat every day, working remotely.
Yeah, so 60 people working, and your TransitApp is in how many cities right now?
We're in over 200 cities around the world.
I mean, it's incredible. So you're in 200 cities. You've got really good connections with all of these public transit agencies. And over the weekend, I was doing some special programming, special coverage on CJ 8800, and you guys had published on your blog this piece about how usage has dropped in cities around the world. Obviously, people aren't taking public transit. You see that because you can see the drop in the usage of your app. What can you tell us? What are you seeing in those 200 plus cities that would be interesting for our listeners?
Well, it's really good to know that people are following the orders for social distancing and staying at home. And so we've seen that, as you said, reflected in usage of our app because people aren't going to work. They aren't taking transit as often. And so here in Canada, we've seen that the demand for transit has dropped by about 83%. Here in Montreal, it's down 86%. 86% in Quebec City, 81% in Toronto. And so we're seeing a real shift in everyone's daily lives, and that's reflected in the app. A really interesting way you can see that is there's effectively no rush hour anymore, right? People aren't going to their offices for 9 to 5 jobs, and so that peak that you usually have in the morning and in the afternoon, you just don't see it anymore.
Stephen, I'm on your website here on your blog, and for everyone listening, by the way, transitapp.com/coronavirus is where all this data is. It's all color coded. So you've got all your 200 cities there, and white would be no change in usage. Red would be the most drastic change in usage. I scroll down the list. I see the different shades of red, basically. And as I scroll, I scroll down to T, and I see Tampa, Florida, and it's probably the lightest shade of red because it's only dropped 45%. Can you glean from your data that it basically corresponds to how serious governments locally are taking this?
Well, there are a number of factors that really play into the statistics. So one of those factors could be government responses to the crisis. Another factor could also be, remember, we're measuring public transit use. And so Tampa is a very auto-oriented region. And so unlike Montreal, where you have a lot of folks commuting into downtown using the metro, a lot of the folks who are relying on public transit in Tampa or places like Tampa may be lower income, may be unable to work from home, or maybe going to critical service jobs, like at the grocery, for example, more than the typical transit user in a city like New York or Montreal. So there are a number of factors that can really play in to what these statistics look like. But like you said, I really suggest folks go to transitapp.com/coronavirus because you can see the charts for each city and compare how each city is faring for public transit use.
And by the way, I'm just looking at Montreal stats, and it's really up to like the columns. It's like you've got today's data already, right? It's like real time almost.
That's right. We update every single hour. So when you go to the website, you'll see the last time the data was updated. The first chart on our website shows demand over the course of the day. So we show you what demand looked like yesterday. and how that compares to a normal day. So if you go to the site now, you'll see what it looked like on April 1st, what it looked like last Wednesday, a week ago, and what it should look like on a normal Wednesday.
Wow.
It is drastic. In real time.
It is very drastic, and I'll just mention the kudos to us folks here in Montreal. The data for today is minus 86% from the normal, and if I look at the last few days, minus 85 yesterday, minus 85 the day before, minus 81 and 82 over the weekend. Seems like we're doing a decent job there. Stephen, listen, thanks for your insight, and my best to you and all of the folks at Transit.
Thanks. Likewise to everyone at CJAD.
All right, that's Stephen Miller, communications lead at TransitApp. Again, TransitApp, all one word, .com/coronavirus. Really, really interesting data, and it shows you the stuff that we can get thanks to good data. Data or data, either way.